Take a moment to imagine that there is a parallel reality version of you that is watching every decision you make and every course of action you choose. What if you were in another timeline and this version of yourself was attempting to reach you by sending you signs? Although the concept of parallel worlds may seem like something out of a science fiction film, quantum physics shows that the reality we experience is only one of many possible realities. You could end up in one of these many worlds with every choice you make and every idea that comes to mind. Every one of them contains a version of you. Some are leading remarkable lives, while others are dealing with unidentified difficulties. However, they are all united by a profound and imperceptible bond with you. What if, however, you could intentionally tune into these different selves? How might you interpret these versions? What knowledge would they impart? Realizing that these parallel realities exist is a journey towards self-awareness and spiritual development, not only a question of curiosity. You see your life, your choices, and your possibilities in new ways when you start to investigate this link. One of the most effective tools for personal growth is connecting with parallel versions of yourself. Learning from a self who lives in perfect harmony with the universe and expresses an upgraded version of your potential is similar to accessing the accumulated wisdom of a version of yourself that may have previously overcome the obstacles you face today. These variations all have something to give, whether it's a lesson, a viewpoint, or even a guide. In addition to changing your own reality, you also awaken to a realm of limitless possibilities when you start to energetically align with these versions. You will learn how to interact with your parallel version today and how to recognize the signals it may be sending you. Knowing about parallel realities may be the key to opening up a more abundant, conscious life that is in line with your actual purpose. Today, we will set off on a profound and life-changing adventure. The idea of parallel realities is intriguing and, from a spiritual standpoint, implies that the universe is made up of an endless number of coexisting dimensions. Every one of these dimensions contains distinct incarnations of ourselves, leading lives that mirror the limitless potentialities that our decisions, ideas, and energy might bring about. These many realities are said to be formed by universal consciousness, according to spiritual belief. Every thought and purpose creates a new branch in the universe, creating a new reality in which a different version of ourselves lives out a different story. Because of the vibrations and decisions we make at various points in our lives, we may be enjoying the life we want in some of these realities while facing distinct difficulties in others. However, quantum physics provides an alternative perspective, arguing that the cosmos functions within an unlimited field of possibilities. The idea of quantum superposition suggests that reality itself, as well as subatomic particles, can exist in several states at once. This suggests that all potential realities are already present at the same time on a fundamental level, and that our consciousness collapses these possibilities into a single experienced reality through its choices and energies. Thus, we can conclude that the idea that humans exist in various realities is not merely an esoteric hypothesis, but rather one that has resonance in both the scientific and spiritual domains. Even though they are separated by thin frequency barriers, the consciousness that produces them binds all of our living realities together, and each version of ourselves symbolizes a piece of our limitless potential. Even though they inhabit different universes, these versions of ourselves are not separate. Instead, they might be attempting to reach us all the time, offering us clues and signals that can help us make decisions and move forward. How can we spot these indicators, though? How can we tell whether someone in another reality is attempting to reach out to us? The most typical indicators that might point to this link will be examined. Ever find yourself in a situation where something seems oddly familiar, as though you've experienced it before? This déjà vu feeling, however, may be much more than a mental illusion. Déjà vu is frequently a sign that you are tuned into a parallel version of yourself. It's as though for a split second, the boundaries between the worlds vanish, letting you see and feel as though a different version of yourself has already existed. In addition to this sensation, synchronicities, those significant coincidences that don't seem coincidental, but rather too well aligned to be mere coincidences, can be blatant indicators that a parallel version is attempting to reach you. Certain numbers, symbols, or occurrences may be a sign that something bigger is going on when you see them repeatedly. We are reminded by these synchronicity that alternate realms are interconnected in ways we frequently do not realize. These coincidences seem to be a way for the version of you in another universe to communicate with you and direct your actions. Consider the following scenario. You're considering a career change, and all of a sudden you find yourself seeing the same symbol, possibly a logo or a certain word, in advertisements, on social media, and even in casual conversations. This repetition may be an attempt to guide you in a certain path by a version of you in a world where this transformation has already taken place. It serves as a reminder to observe the indicators in your environment and think about what they might be attempting to tell you. Dreams are another way that this connection manifests. Dreams might be windows to other realms, but they can also serve as entrances to our subconscious. Dreams that feel real and have a lasting imprint can be especially vivid and may represent experiences that parallel versions of you have had. It's possible that you're accessing memories or experiences from a different version of yourself when you dream of a life that is curiously similar but different, or when you meet individuals you don't normally know. Lucid dreaming is another potent sign in which you become conscious of your dream and even have control over it. These lucid dreams allow you to explore these alternate versions of yourself and intentionally link directly with other universes. The important thing here is to focus on the specifics of these dreams, such as the locations, the individuals, and any feelings they could contain. Crucial messages could be directing your decisions or warning you about areas of your life that require attention. It may be a sign that this reality already exists in another dimension and is within your reach if, for instance, you frequently dream of living the kind of life you have always wanted but haven't yet attained. To interpret these dreams, one must reflect on the dream and frequently meditate when awake in order to distill the core of the experience. Feelings of dislocation, as though the world around you does not quite fit, are another indication. This occurrence, which is sometimes characterized as a sense of being out of place or time, may indicate that you are briefly tuned into a parallel version of yourself. This detachment from the present might happen abruptly, as though you should be somewhere else, or momentarily lose awareness of your surroundings. In addition to being unsettling, these experiences show that your consciousness is adapting to these new frequencies and that realities are overlapping. A slip between worlds could occur, for instance, when you are in a familiar setting but feel as though something is off. A parallel version of yourself may be sending you a subtle message that asks you to consider where you are now and where you might be if you took a different route or made a different choice. Intuition is another obvious indicator. All of us have had intuition moments, when our inner voice leads us in a direction that doesn't seem to make sense. What if, instead, these powerful intuitions are messages from a parallel version of yourself, attempting to steer you in the correct direction? These intuitions may manifest as an overwhelming sense that something must be done, even if you are not entirely sure why. It's like a part of you in another universe, where you've already made up your mind, is telling you to do something. Aside from this sensation, abrupt behavioral shifts, where you begin acting differently without specifying why, may indicate that a previous version of yourself has impacted the present. Maybe you start forming new hobbies, habits, or even adjustments to your daily schedule without really comprehending where these changes are coming from. This may indicate a stronger bond with a past self that has previously adopted these habits and is now bringing this energy into your present life. Learning how to align your energy to make this connection stronger and more obvious comes naturally after you see the indications that there is communication between your parallel versions. By cultivating vibrational attunement on a regular basis, we can become more intimate with these alternate forms and apply their teachings to our current lives. The energy that permeates the universe vibrates at various frequencies. Every action, feeling, and thought you have sends forth a particular vibration that connects with particular realities. The term parallel realities refers to different vibrational states that occur at the same time. For example, the version of yourself who leads a life of inner peace and riches vibrates at a higher frequency that draws these experiences. It is crucial to realize that vibrational frequency is not fixed in order to conform to this version. Depending on the caliber of your feelings, ideas, and behavior, it might be increased or decreased. Gratitude, forgiveness, and compassion are basic practices that can help you boost your energy. By cultivating these emotions, you increase your frequency and attract yourself to more harmonious versions of yourself. For instance, you can align your energy with a reality where abundance is a normal part of your life by cultivating thankfulness every day. By bringing you closer to the version of yourself that is already experiencing fullness, this straightforward yet effective technique can change the way you perceive the world around you. However, keeping this tuning with your parallel versions requires consistency, and increasing your vibration is a continuous process. Therefore, establishing regular routines that maintain a high frequency is essential. These techniques can include mindful eating, meditation, physical activity, and even the deliberate selection of words and ideas throughout the day. For instance, in addition to calming the mind, meditation also purges harmful vibrations that might be obstructing your ability to communicate with your higher forms. In a similar vein, consuming a diet full of wholesome natural foods promotes mental and physical health by making the energy field cleaner and more responsive. What matters just as much is the motive behind these activities. Following a routine mechanically is insufficient. The version of yourself you want to manifest requires you to bring a deliberate desire to match your energy with it. Every habit you form should be viewed as a step toward this ideal state of affairs, a link between your current situation and your whole potential. Meditation turns into a potent tool during this process because it enables you to experience altered states of awareness which reduce the boundaries between various realities. You can picture yourself in a calm, peaceful setting while you meditate if you want to attract more harmony and tranquility into your life. As though you were already experiencing this reality, let yourself be fully absorbed by this sensation. By aligning your vibration with this version of yourself, this technique will gradually increase the presence of this experience in your day-to-day activities. But without a high degree of sensitivity and awareness, none of these techniques will work to their full potential. You must actively monitor your thoughts, feelings, and actions to make sure they align with the frequency you want to radiate. Being self-aware enables you to spot harmful patterns that can be preventing you from escaping an unfavorable reality. In order to become more self-aware, it is crucial to practice self-observation. Make an effort to spend a few minutes every day thinking about your feelings and the things that are on your mind. Check to see if these feelings and ideas match the version of yourself you want to bring into the world. If not, consciously change the patterns, substituting good ones for the negative ones. You start to notice clues and signals that appear to originate from a profound and well-known, yet enigmatic realm as a result of this energy imbalance. However, deciphering these messages calls for a blend of practice, intuition, and self-awareness. We may initially react with uncertainty or perplexity when we come across indications from our parallel versions. As previously mentioned, these indicators may appear as a recurrent dream, a lingering déjà vu sensation, illogical synchronizations, or even unexpected intuitions. Trusting your gut and practicing careful observation are the keys to deciphering these indicators. The first step in deciphering these imagined signals and messages is acknowledging and confirming these experiences. Don't disregard or discard something that might appear to be an odd dream or a simple coincidence. Instead, put these experiences in writing, think about them, and look for any trends that might emerge over time. For instance, recurring dreams about a specific location or person may be a sign that a parallel version of yourself in a different reality is attempting to direct you toward a like experience in your present life. To investigate these indications in a more profound state of awareness, meditation is another useful technique. For example, when you meditate, concentrate on the sign or message you received and let your intuition tell you what it means. When it comes to deciphering these indicators, intuition is vital. Frequently, you may not understand the message right once, but your intuition might provide important clues about its true meaning. Thus, believe in your inner guidance and the emotions that accompany these encounters. You're probably headed in the right direction to understand that message if it feels right or strikes a deep chord with you. Putting the lessons you've learned into practice is the next step after deciphering the signs you've received. This integration doesn't have to happen right once. It might happen gradually when you realize how much has to change. You must be receptive to new ways of feeling, thinking, and doing in order to put these teachings from your parallel version into practice. If you have a parallel version of yourself telling you to do something, think about how you can modify that advice to fit your current situation. To align your life with your greater purpose, for instance, you may need to follow your gut if you have a strong intuition to change occupations, even if it seems frightening. Another real-world example could be the nagging desire to learn a new skill or pastime. This sensation can be a communication from a past self of yours who has already achieved this ability and is finding immense happiness and fulfillment in it. You not only increase your capabilities, but also establish a stronger connection with that parallel version of yourself when you adhere to this advice. Because these messages can help people live more real and aligned lives, it is important to incorporate them. Every tiny change you make, and every choice you make in light of these realizations, moves you one step closer to the ideal self that already exists in a different world. A path of spiritual and personal development can be found in aligning with your parallel versions and implementing their teachings in your day-to-day activities. These signals help you become a better version of yourself with every new insight, behavior modification, and choice you make. This alignment not only speeds up your development, but also broadens your awareness beyond what you thought was possible. Through your choices and the frequencies you produce, you start to see that your current reality is only one among many, and that you have the ability to select which one you want to live in. You uncover more aspects of your actual self with each step you take. You can have a fuller life and develop a deeper connection to the unity of the cosmos, where all of your versions coexist peacefully by aligning with your parallel versions. You are not only creating your reality via this integration, but you are also changing as a person and creating countless opportunities for development and fulfillment. Therefore, every message you hear, every sign you interpret, and every choice you make serves as a catalyst for living a life that accurately represents who you are in all of your dimensions. I'm grateful that you joined me on this adventure. If this video spoke to you, please like and subscribe to our channel. Share it with others so they may learn from it. And don't forget to leave a comment below with your ideas, observations, and personal stories. Once again, I appreciate your time and participation. Be careful, and I'll see you soon.